everybody, today I'm bringing you this layout, and the special thing about this is that I am going to use that set of stamps, and that is Shamel's set of stamps that we all helped her create on National Scrapbook Day, and I had gotten them a couple of weeks ago in the mail, and I wouldn't put them away until I used them at least once, and I had them in mind for this particular photo. So that photo is a photo of my grandson, and his father just told him that they had to go to the doctor that day for a checkup, and he was not very happy about it. However, if you look closely, he's trying not to grin, so he's kind of pretending. So anyway, what I'm doing there is I have that chevron paper, which is an old piece of Studio Calico paper. It's from the Snippets line, and the paper is called Sweet, and that paper is from 2012, so I'm so glad to have that on a layout finally. It's a beautiful gray and yellow chevron, and I just never found a place to use it. And I was going through some older product a couple of weeks ago and pulled that out and said, I have to use that on something. And when I saw this photo, I decided I really loved that this particular photo with it. Then, as I was going through some elements, I found that journaling card there. That journaling card from Elle's Studio is so perfect because it says, nope, not today. So I couldn't have found one better if I had this made for this layout. So I'm mounting that photo and the journaling card on that gray polka dot paper, and that is from Bella Boulevard. It's called the Scattered Sprinkles collection, and it's the Oreo sprinkles because it's black on the back. The background paper that I'm mounting that on is a yellow polka dot paper from Shamel's Little by Little collection, and it's called Pint Size Fun. So now what I'm going to do here is I am going to individually stamp these stamps, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on the white paper, and then I will cut them out individually. So the stamps here say not the plan, which is perfect for this layout, of course. And they also say no thank you and nope. So when I saw those stamps, I knew I had to use them on this layout, especially since I now also have a journaling card that says nope as well too. So I'll stamp the last of those. And I did test this in my Memento Dewdrop Gray ink first, but it wasn't dark enough. I had to go to my Jenny Bolin fountain pen ink. That's the ink that I ended up using. Oops, and I forgot one more. The small stamp that I had stamped just before this one says, why me, why now? Which is, again, pretty funny. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out and fussy cut this. And I just stamped these on a piece of just plain white cardstock. So this is all I'm going to do, and I'm going to actually save you from having to watch me cut these all out. So all I'm doing here is I'm taking my Cutter B scissors, my little detail scissors, and I'm just kind of cutting around. For those of you who don't know how to do this without getting all sorts of notches in it, you hold your scissors steady and you really move your paper around. And that's how you get a really nice kind of cut here. And I am actually moving that a little bit. So through the magic of editing, I have all of those cut out now. And I can figure out exactly where things are going to go. So now I'm figuring out like where each of these is going to lay. And as I said, the one on the bottom says not the plan. The one I'm putting there right says no thank you. The one at the top says nope, and there's that little tiny one that says why me, why now, where I'm going to put on the journaling card. And what I want to do now is give these sentiments a place to rest, to sit. So I'm going through my Elle Studio die cuts, and that the little label and the label on the bottom where it says not the plan, this little gray and white circle die cut here, the to-do die cut right now that's at the top there, and then the little label that's sitting right on top of the photo are all just from a miscellaneous envelope that I keep my L Studio die cuts in. I have so many of them that oftentimes I just kind of put them all together after a while, like when I'm done with one of the monthly kits, or when I've used up most of the papers for a kit, I'll just throw them in there. So now I'm going through and I found my little Sunny Days little snippets labels, and I found that little label there that says memories recorded by, and I decided to use that for a little bit of yellow up on top there, and that one is from the Sunny Days collection by L Studio, the little snippets labels again. So now I kind of have decided what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take that chevron paper and I'm going to use an even border at the side and the top, and then I'll just put the paper all the way down to the bottom and then snip it off there. So I also have that little label down there that says so happy, which obviously he's not so happy here, although like I said, he's trying not to smile, you can tell. But I'm going to change that again to make my embellishments work for me and not make me work for the embellishment. Because really I was just looking for color here as I was working with these embellishments. So I took my little Pitt pen there and I just wrote not above it and put a little caret in there so that it now reads so not happy. So kind of silly and funny, but you know, the sentiment for that day, I think it's appropriate that you know, fits definitely for sure. And now I'm just trying to decide how far I want that not the plan to stick out so I can put that label down there. And I'm inking everything with that Memento Dewdrop ink. You hear me say that it's the gray flannel ink pretty much every layout I do. I like the to do there because it was on the list of their things to do today. So I really wanted to get that on there as well. And then that label up there gives me a place to house my date. A lot of times when I use L Studio products, I really need that ink, and oftentimes I do use that gray flannel ink there. It just seems the papers need a little bit more help with the shadow because they tend to be lighter. I love L Studio products. I buy pretty much every collection that comes out, but I do most often ink them. My favorite Christmas collections are still from them, and a lot of times because they're not carried in a lot of stores, much less online stores, I buy them right from the website, which is shoplstudio.com. All right, so now I just added in the no thank you there. And I just think, you know, in years to come, this is going to be funny that, you know, this picture of him. And now I just, again, from that miscellaneous pack of die cuts, I found that little label there that says true story, which this is definitely a true story. And there's the memories recorded little die cut there. And I'm going to have a little bit of room on that little gray label there that says important. And that, again, is just from that miscellaneous pack. You know, there's not a ton of story. It's just a funny picture to go along with the funny memory. You know, I'm such a firm believer, and my stepson and daughter-in-law take a ton of pictures of the kids, but they don't print them. So they're, you know, they're part of that most photographed generation that will have no photographs. So it's Grandma's job to make sure that they're getting preserved. And Mom and Dad fully approve of that. My stepson and his wife fully approve of this, of me doing that. All right, so now I need some sort of title here. And I'm going to use these letters here. They are from American Crafts, and they're the thickers, and they're a chipboard letter with kind of a little printed crosshatch on them, I guess would be the best way to describe them. They're in gray, and they're the Goodness font, which I believe was an Amy Tangerine font. It's been a while. These have been out for a while. So I was going to try to title it like Dr. Visit or something like that, and it just wasn't working. I didn't have the right letters. So I'm going to call it No Way, because that's one of the things that he said that day is no way he wasn't going. Although, of course, he did go. And you're seeing here that I'm not MacGyvering letters, but I'm turning letters to make them work for me. So the N is actually a U, which in lots of sets, they are the same thing. And then I took a V, and I'm going to add a little period in the middle of it to make an A out of that. And that fits really nicely right on top of the photo block there. And I'll go back with my Scotch tacky glue. I can never remember what the new name for that is. And I'll get those chipboard letters adhered down better. All right, so now I'm going to take these puffy hearts from Elle's Studio. And those are actually manufactured by Pink Fresh Studio. It says it right on it. But those came with one of the monthly releases. They release they release one of their kits, which is really journaling cards and a few other things, some die cuts. They release those on the 10th of the month, but they also always add extra products, and a lot of times there's some puffy stickers included. So that's where I got those hearts, and I'm just using some yellow and gray hearts to add a little bit of dimension. And here I'm just journaling a little bit of the story with the date here as well too. So that gets documented. A fairly quick layout today because I spared you the pain of all of the fussy cutting. Hope you guys are all well. Stay tuned for the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Bye.